Hello and welcome to the Elora Festival Online. My name is Ardeen and I am the owner with my wife Becky of the Friendly Society, which is a restaurant in Elora that opened a year ago. We're located down by the river on Mill Street and we serve classic Canadian comfort food with a lot of inspiration coming from Quebec and France and the rest of Canada. We came up with the name Friendly Society because there was actually a Friendly Society here in Elora in the 1850s, and we just thought it was a nice, fun-sounding, social, friendly name, so we went for that. So gin and tonic is a very simple drink. You're going to have 2 ounces of gin with about double that amount of tonic water. And all of the individualization comes from how you choose to garnish it. So being in Elora, we've got some nice local fresh herbs from local farmer, Doug, at Grand Farms. We've got his nice fresh basil. I'm just gonna put in 2 leaves and some fresh mint, 2 leaves of that. We're gonna put some lime juice. The lime is nice because it cuts the kind of the bitterness of gin. So I've got half a lime here. I just squeeze the juice in there, and we'll put a little bit of cucumber in there. 2 slices should be enough. And then we muddle that all up. That gets the flavors out. And then we're going to fill the glass with ice. All right. And then it's time for our gin. It is 2 ounces of gin. This is the Elora gin. And then twice that amount of tonic water. So just enough to kind of top up your glass. And then we are going to garnish it, which is very simple. Just the same ingredients that we already have at the bottom of the glass. So we got a slice of cucumber, put a little notch in that and put it on the side. Put a little slice of lime. And the same, we'll just put that on the side of the glass. And we'll pick a couple of these nice mint leaves. You can just go on top. And the same with the basil. Find a nice one for the garnish. And just give it a little stir. And there you have it. The Elora Garden Gin and Tonic. Some people like to use a straw. Let's taste it. That is a delicious drink. And I hope you enjoy the Elora Garden Gin and Tonic. And now that our drink is ready, let's bring on Chef Brandon Taylor, our wonderfully talented, friendly chef. And he's going to show you how to make some nice tapas.
Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Today we're going to prepare a very simple dish for you to impress house guests and people coming over for dinner, friends, family. It's great for brunch, it's great for lunch, it's great for dinner. So what we're going to do today is we're going to cure a piece of lovely, we've got Alaskan salmon here. So what we're going to do is use a combination of spices, salt, sugar, and thyme, and cure it in the fridge overnight. It takes roughly 48 to 36 hours. Okay. So here we have roughly enough fish to feed approximately 4 people, you and 3 of your guests. You'll notice that the skin is left intact on this side. That's really going to help later when we're slicing it. This is going to keep everything together for you. So what we're going to do is take a combination of sugar, salt, have some caraway seed, commonly found in rye bread. This here is ground coriander and dill. We're also going to use a bit of citrus zest. So all these combinations are very classic when it comes to salmon, and they're going to just penetrate this fish and make it much more flavorful, much more dynamic than just a regular piece of fish. So what we're going to start with is we're going to rasp the zest, which is the outer layer of the fruit or the orange, with this as a microplane. So these are very sharp. Watch your fingertips. What I do is just hold it like so and lightly take that zest off, trying to leave most of the pith or the bitter. Basically, it's just under the skin. It's that white part that tastes so terrible. You want to exclude that because that's going to make your fish taste bitter. All right, so we've got that taken care of. This here is kosher salt, just a bit thicker grain. It's better than your iodized salt, much easier to measure. So that there was 50 grams, and this is sugar, just regular white sugar. We're gonna add that to the bowl. That's 25 grams. Mix that around with your hand. So what we're doing here is this is gonna be our cure. This is a really old technique. So what they used to do back in the Middle Ages in Sweden, the fishermen would catch their fish, they would lightly salt it, and then they would bury it in the sand to ferment. Then they'd come back, it'd be cured, and they could use it for long journeys or to make it through winter or fall months. So we're gonna take that. We also have this. So this is our caraway seed again. We're gonna dump that in there, and this is ground coriander seed. So the citrus and the caraway, salt, sugar, this is essentially what we're going to put on our fish. So bringing back the fish, like I said, this is pin boned. If you wanted to feed a large amount of people, what you could do is bring an entire side. This will be plenty for the amount of people we want to feed. So what I'm going to do, just place it on the dish. We're going to take this mixture and put it all over the fish. Even the sides, also on the skin side. It's very important. You're going to pack that in with your hands. Feel free to get in there. It seems like a lot and like we're overdoing it, but it's actually necessary to draw moisture out. What we're going to do is the salt and the oils from the fish are actually going to create a brine. And brine just makes things much more flavorful. So you can brine a turkey, you can brine a chicken. Here at the restaurant, we brine our fried chicken for several days. It just makes it juicy, plump, full of flavor. And then when it goes in the fryer, it doesn't dry out. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay down some of our fresh dill on a nice piece of saran wrap, and we're gonna wrap this thing really tight so that all the juices and salt stay in the package. When that goes in the fridge, it's that lack of oxygen and the salt that makes this a safe thing to eat. So we're cooking this piece of fish, but we're using, it's a chemical reaction called osmosis. So we're actually using the salt to kill any bacteria in this fish, makes it safe for eating. So what you do, just lay your saran wrap down, nice and flat. You're gonna spread the dill so it covers the entirety of the fish. And what's really important here is skin side down on the dill. Fold it over nicely like that. Again, we want this to be quite tight and really packed in there. Just like that, give it a good press. And what we're gonna do with this is set this in the fridge, skin side down, and you're gonna wanna weigh it on top. So another plate, and then a can of beans or a can of wine, whatever you have kicking around, casserole dish. In the fridge, press this down. It needs the pressure in order for the process to happen. If you leave it like this, it's gonna cure unevenly, so maybe the bottom will be real waxy and rubbery, but the top will be raw or fleshy. We want continuity through the whole piece of fish, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put another plate on there and weight it down. Okay, everybody, so what we have here is the finished product. I've brought this out of the fridge. It's been a day and a half, about 36 hours. Halfway through that process, what you want to do is flip the piece of fish physically over in the fridge and weigh it again. What that'll do is ensure that the fish cures equally all the way through and is not fleshy on top and really rubbery and hard on the bottom. So we're gonna make a sauce to accompany this dish, a very traditional sauce made in Sweden. It's called Hovmaster sauce. Basically, it was done tableside at the hotel. They would slice you the fish, set it on pumpernickel, and then drizzle this delicious mustard, tangy dill sauce all over the top of it. So we're gonna start making that sauce now. So very few ingredients in this sauce. It's very simple to prepare. What we have is Dijon mustard here. So we're gonna throw that in the bowl. This here is rice vinegar or white vinegar you can use also. So we're gonna add that to the bowl. And Grab my whisk here. We're gonna mix that together. So this is gonna thin it out a little bit. Set that aside. Now you're gonna grab some fresh dill, which I have right here. I wrap any herbs in the restaurant in paper towel and I keep them damp. This will keep them alive in the fridge. The fridge is kind of harsh on herbs. So what we like to do is just keep them fresh in the restaurant, wrap them in a nice piece of paper towel. So what we're gonna do is finely chop this dill, nice sharp knife. Watch your fingers. That should be enough. I'm gonna throw that in the bowl. Set that aside. So as you can see, it's kind of starting to come together. It's a very, very simple sauce. So the idea with this would be tangy to offset the very robust flavor of the fish. You're gonna get all those oils. It's not gonna be concentrated. So it's a fishier salmon taste, but it's balanced out by the herbs and the citrus, which is what we're going for. Okay, so what we're gonna do is use this lovely chive potato baguette. We're gonna cut it on a nice sharp bias like this. So we get long, oblong, oval pieces of bread. This will be the base of our dish. We're going to then slice the fish and drizzle the sauce on top. Nice piece of fresh dill, and we're ready to go. So nice, long cuts, like I mentioned. And you want to go approximately 1 centimeter thick. That way you're toasting the bread and it's not doughy in the middle. So we've got 4 of these, and now we're just going to toast these. Okay, so we've got our toasted slices of panini baguette. What we're going to do is shave our fish next. We're going to put this on top and go with the sauce and the garnishes. So, secret to slicing fish, nice sharp knife. So this is a typical sushi knife. What we want to do is just take the edge off that so it is razor sharp. And what we're gonna do is cut straight down, and then right when we hit the skin, we wanna flick the knife out, and that's going to make sure we don't include any skin in our dish, but it's also gonna just clean every little bit of this fish right off the top. So here's what we're gonna do. Like that. Here, what we'll do is we'll get rid of this piece. You can see that that comes right off the skin, and it's got this nice waxy look. That's the salt has cured the fish. It's no longer fleshy like a regular piece of fish you'd get at a restaurant. What we're gonna do is go down and flick, down and flick, down, flicking away. The secret is you want nice, thin slices of this fish. Like I said, it's quite powerful. So you don't want a big mouthful of this fish. You just want little bits here and there. And we'll do one more. So now that we have our fish all sliced, what we're gonna do is just lay it on the bread that we've toasted ahead of time, take our sauce, drizzle over the top, and garnishes dill, capers, little bit of black pepper. So, a couple of pieces on each slice of bread. Like so. The sauce is nice and finished. You got a vibrant yellow, and then the dill's floating around in there. Just grab a spoon. Again, you don't want to. It's not. It's meant to just accent the fish. We don't want the fish swimming in the sauce. That would be a bad idea. Just a little bit for everybody. And we've reserved some dill from before. Nice sprigs of dill and caper berries. We're just going to garnish with a couple of those as well. And my favorite, olive oil. Olive oil and fish, like bread and butter. So here's our finished product. When that hits the table at your dinner party, or if you're hosting brunch for the family, you're going to blow everyone's socks off, and it's going to be great. So I hope you enjoyed this demo. Very simple recipe. You can do it at home. Enjoy, and enjoy the festival. Thank you.